1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, looks like it's working. It's all blinking. Welcome back, guys, to Resident Evil 3 remake of the demo, of course. Got back from my bathrooms that I needed to do from last time. I decided to why not just continue recording, I guess, or a new one or continue. I got back a few minutes ago, so I'm still at where I left off last with the newspaper. From the place. I'm so surprised there's actually nothing here, or I'm just so stupid to find it. And they got the little cleaner. I like that. I thought maybe there's be one right there, but I guess there's actually not one here, or maybe I got it already. Maybe there's like one on the table when you're first time playing or something, because I really don't remember the first floor I got and where it was from and stuff. So maybe there was one in here, I already got it. But I don't know. Still thinking I still got 13 out of 20, I think. Pretty sure that's the number it is I have. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, if I should pick that up now, if I should go back and keep looking. Because him being there is going to be pretty hard to look for the other 7. But maybe they don't spawn until maybe, like, you pick up the thing or something. Oh yeah, that's right, because there's one in there. That's right. Oh, that's right, because, oh yeah, so maybe this is the one that's for this place is that one. Maybe there's only one, who knows? Maybe that's why there's not one in the other room, because there might be only be one in here. And it sucks because there's less places where it could be at. But I guess later it means, you know, later on I don't need to check here again. If I do it another third time. And stuff like that. Depends if they can go through doors. I'm not sure they can go through doors. Yeah. Because when we went up here last time, we was able to find actually 2. We found one on top of the donut shop. And then I looked up here and there's like one somewhere around there. That's why I don't think there would be another. Like, why would they put a third one this close? Oh, I should say the date and stuff. I forgot to say that last time. Right now it's 4:55 in the afternoon. It's March the 18th. When I started the first one, it was probably about like 1-ish in the afternoon, I think, probably. So yeah, I forgot to say about that. Sorry about that. But I remember to say it this time. I imagine the big, these places has a lot more in them somewhere. Not sure if it's, inside of places or in the stores or outside of stores, but I imagine these outside places are where most of them is going to be at, since I'm missing 7. And I checked that one place a lot, and there's not one I saw underneath that thing. Upper. Have you seen the last one before this one? It's not uploaded, of course, but when you watch this one, if you've seen the other one, do you know what I'm talking about? The upstairs, like walkway area when I'm looking down, and then I looked up, and then all that good stuff. I did not find one there, so maybe it's so well hidden that you really need to be very sensitive or already looking at me to see it, or something. I don't know. I have nothing else to do, so if I want to just continue playing this, I guess. The hell is that supposed to be, like a heart or something? Part chocolate, part vanilla or something like that? The radio kind of sounds like the radio noise from PT almost. But I'm not sure if Capcom had anything to do with that, so how did they get the rights to put that in the game? I have no clue. And stuff like that. I don't know. It could be one of these things. Blue. The hell, Sean? Could be one of these things where, like, I know, like, an ODST did like some, like, not like this shoot things, but like little codec like things you like collect, and then like you collect all of them, and then like the second to last one unlocks the last one. So maybe something like that where like you could like collect 13 of them, and then 7 of them only spawns after the Nemesis or spawn. And then maybe as he chases you around, you're able to find these little locations and stuff. That's my guess. Again, I'm kind of surprised there's not one in any of these window seals anywhere in this goddamn game. Shit. let's keep going, I guess. Oh, I don't need this anymore. That's wise. I just put it away. Bum ba ba bum bum bum. It'll be, you know, the first time putting bobbleheads in their save room since they did it in part 7, so why not do the same thing here? Actually, I can't make no shotgun shells because I did it with the Magnum rounds. But every time you beat it, they don't keep all the items you have in the item shop, item box. That'd be kind of cool. So I guess there's nothing else to pick up, so I guess I'll just equip this, I guess. So I guess I would imagine they give you, well, yes, because if I didn't combine these two, that means I could have made a max herb. I could have made a max herb. Yeah. But I don't think there's any, again, this place is very small, so it'd be kind of hard to put a, one in here if I'm actually seeing it, so I guess there's just no one here. I don't remember even finding one in the, well, no, that's right, I found one over here. It was like right there, I think. So I guess this was not big enough to put another one. Sucks, because, you know, nice to put one behind a fucking plant. Again, I still don't see no boombox or I said that earlier, I don't know what it's called. Speakers? No speakers or anything like that. I'm not sure where I was coming from. Some way to tell me it was just coming from an area you can't see until in the main game, maybe. In the main game, there might be a door you can go into, and then maybe you can see a boombox or something, or a speaker playing it out. Oh. Okay, so this does something. I'm not sure that's good I did that. I still think maybe I might be right. I think you got to wait until the guy shows up and then they spawn into place, because then to make it harder, I guess. But it just seems like that's a fuck up move to do. Is like, oh, they get the other 7. You gotta wait till Nemesis shows up and then stun them and then find where they're at and stuff. They came back? What the hell? I guess this is just a giant fill. I guess after this, we go back to, I might play Alan Wake after this. This is gonna be a more than just one type of gameplay. You're just gonna be playing some playing some Alan Wake again. Listening to the other bit of the manuscripts that I listened to last time, and probably some arcade. Play some of the arcade. The arcade was kind of fun. I remember it was pretty good. Want to check out some other maps so could see about this, you know, some of the locations you don't see in the games, and you had to see some of this other stuff. Oh, he's so like, okay, so you can't go through doors or just. Come on. Oh no, okay, it kind of worked, I guess. But I almost did this whole thing of getting hurt. God damn it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna fuck up and this guy's gonna fucking attack me. God damn it. God damn it. Let's see, is he actually not on this? Yeah, he's not in it. Yeah, so that's where he comes from, the gurney. So my question is, can I actually skip him from even spawning? Because if I go a different way, because if I go this way, he spawns right there. So I wonder if I can like go like this way and then go this way. Would he still spawn there, or would he spawn this way instead? It'd be interesting to see. Let's see if he spawns somewhere else. Oh shit. That's different. Oh wait, was that the girl that was... I think so. One of them might have been the one dead girl up here. Oh yeah, there she is. She's not there no more. But where's the other girl from? I still think there might be like one back there somewhere, somehow. But again, it's like a shot. That'd be like very hard for me to... That's weird. So that's what they're gonna do. They just gonna block it off where I can't even go this way. Wow, that's really interesting. That's how they gonna block it off. Just have something in your way that can't open the door, but I'm trying to get to the, the whole like make the thing go out, but it's not gonna work. Fuck, that sucks. So they actually thought of it like, oh, what happens if someone try to go the other way and skip the guy showing up? That's what happens. Fucking they just, oh, we're gonna outplay you and do this instead. Just have a zombie or something just at the door. He's not gonna buzz out, of course, but he's gonna just stay there. That's really kind of shady, but I understand, like, they want to make it. still wonder if they're gonna show up now. Oh fuck, he went right. Oh my god, that's. I still wonder, like, is there more now or something? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's why it's red. Maybe something spawns now. There. I've been playing for 2 hours and 5 minutes. Oh shit. Right. I wish a lot of ammo from that one. Like that. Again, I still don't know what to do though. Like, is there actually one that does it take you to get to this part for the other 7 to spawn, or am I just that bad of looking for things? Because I went back all the way to back to the train, and they don't really give you anything, and they don't really say anything, so and you can't really knock them down. Because I thought there'd be more when I first started playing this. I thought there'd be more after this. I'm like, oh, if you can knock them down, maybe drop something like the original game, but that's not the case. At least it might be the case for when the full game comes out, but for the demo part, that's not like that. They don't want, you know, like the original kill every time and then you drop something. They don't want to be like that. Oh, come on, I can't dodge that. What are some of these like weird like moves and stuff he does? Let's just finish this. I'm fine, guys. She doesn't have the. Something I realized last time. She doesn't have the attachment. Very strange. Oh, so it was. Oh, it's 14 out of 13. Okay, it was 14 I found. Still pretty good. I still think maybe what it is they don't spawn until you get to that part, and then you got to find the rest as he's chasing you and stuff. If that's true, I think that's kind of stupid. But yeah. I don't know. Okay, so that's gonna be it for now. I'm gonna keep this, on my console for a week or so until if anybody posts the rest, then maybe I try to get the rest if it's worth doing so. But again, what's the point of having all 20 if it does nothing? So now I'm gonna switch to.
There's so many.
I guess that's what it is. I mean, that part must be longer. So that the teaser is longer if you get all 20, maybe. Is my guess. But yeah, but I'm gonna go back to. I'm gonna switch to Alan's Wake American Story to finish up the pages like I did in one other video. So that would be part 2 of the pages, and then I might do some arcades stuff, and then I'm not sure what I'm gonna do after that. So I'll be right back with that. If people watch this just to see this part, thanks for watching this part. And for the rest of you who might want to watch just the Alan Wake stuff, I'll be right back with Alan Wake. So we're going to Alan Wake American Stories. Yeah, okay, Alan Wake American Nightmare. American Stories, what are we talking about? So I'll be continuing with the manuscripts like I left off on.
As a my first real love was crime. And it was in that genre that I finished my first novel, starring the perpetually miserable Alex Casey, whose entire life was a wound that never healed. The books sold as fast as they hit the shelves. I wrote 5 more Alex Casey books, and they all were bestsellers. I became rich. I became famous. Success brought pressure, and I didn't handle it very well.
Then just say that. Say this, you made one series of books, and then when the pressure came up, you just couldn't think of anything else. You just say that instead of just bring pressure to do something.
The pressure of success got to me. My wife Alice was the sole thing in my life that anchored me. Suddenly it wasn't enough. I couldn't write anymore. I distracted myself with wild parties and whatever trouble I could scare up. I wallowed in the drama of my life, sure that Alice would stick with me even though she didn't sign up to be the lifeline of a tortured artist. It was my dumb luck she's not the type to give up.
Not your dumb luck. It's your dumb luck that she's the type that doesn't. It sounds like he said it like he wanted her to leave him or something. I don't know, this just sounds really weird. Where's it? It was my dumb luck. She's not the, I can't can't see what it says because it's so dark. Something to give up. Never to give up, I think. That's really weird to say that.
I've seen the enemy, and it's me. I've faced dark horrors before, things that live in the unimaginable pressures of the world beyond our own. Sometimes they masquerade as humans. That's what ultimately lurks inside Mr. He's every mean-spirited tabloid story about me, an evil caricature, a creature formed in that vague territory of misconceptions, half-truths, and the dark imagination of people who heard a story about me. An urban legend made flesh, a serial killer, my dark half, brought to life by the power of Cauldron Lake.
Well, you were the one that tried to make mischief in the last one, so it can't be that much of a fake story. If it's, you just said you try to put up trouble every once in a while, so it can't be not that far from the truth, probably.
I've carried a flashlight and a gun for so long that I feel naked without either. It's all too often that I need them. The darkness protects the taken. Shadows crawl over their forms like living things, protecting them from harm. Blows that would injure or kill a human outright mean nothing to them as long as the darkness persists. But light makes them vulnerable. Light burns the shadows away. The darkness that drives them is still in them, but now they're vulnerable. Flashlight and gun. Sometimes it feels they're all I have left.
All I have left.
The spiders aren't really the work of the enemy. They're a side effect, a part of the dark place's less significant fauna that has managed to slip through the opening I made when I arrived. Less an animal than an idea that has assumed the form of an animal. Makes them no less dangerous, but at least they're a little easier to deal with. The darkness doesn't protect them like the Taken, and thus they can be destroyed by either light or bullets right away.
Oh, okay, so I could just shot them if I knew that. Okay.
The atmosphere in the projection booth at the drive-in was charged, almost unreal. Air felt cool and refreshing this late at night. It'd been a hot day. The summer was nearing its end, but it wasn't over yet.
So he can feel heat.
The darkness rose from the depths of Cauldron Lake and took Alice. It needed words. It needed me to write its way into our world. She was leverage, a hostage. I complied, but with a twist. I put in a loophole that gave me a chance to fight back. I was hunted by shadowy enemies, but I faced the darkness. I fought it with light. I drove it back. I saved Alice, but it came with a cost. I was trapped in the dark place below Cauldron Lake.
Okay.
After my disappearance, they thought I was dead. I might as well have been. I know it's been 2 years. I know Alice has moved on. I've tried to find a way back to her, back to my life, but escaping the dark place is almost impossible. Time does strange things here, but dreams and radio signals can pierce the veil between the worlds. I catch glimpses and echoes of the world. Sometimes I send messages out. I can only pray that they hear them.
I wonder if the DLCs from the first game is also take place in this timeline and stuff. I don't really remember if they do or not.
Stories come naturally to us. We can't help it. There are many different worlds, many competing realities within our heads, fueled by books, television, even barely remembered childhood tales. There's an endless supply of fictional concepts more familiar to us than anything or anyone real. We have a far greater connection to the fictional characters we know and love than the random people we pass on the street. Our destinies and inspirations are shaped by lies, myths, and fables.
Fables. Don't think I know what that means. Fate maybe, but fables not so much. Or
There
not
are
at
places
all.
where our world is worn thin, and another reality brushes against ours. One such site is Cauldron Lake near Bright Falls, Washington. But there are others. That other reality is dark, vast, and malleable, always in flux. In its depths dwell vast forces and alien energies. They're dangerous. But in one of these places, if you know how, you can channel the power of that place and use it to shape reality.
I wonder if Cauldron Lake is, if that place he talks about a lot of times is a real place, or is it just change, not really
The
replace.
Taken may well be the tool the darkness favors over any other. At some point, they used to be human, but whatever humanity they once had is long gone. Now they're just shells covered and filled by darkness. The Taken Mr. throws at me are more grotesque and varied than the ones I first encountered in Bright Falls. But I know how to deal with them. I'd be lying if I said they don't frighten me. But I've survived worse. I can't let them stop me.
Okay, Bright Falls. I wonder if that place is real. Why is it just a made-up place?
When Dr. Rachel Meadows got the call from Michael, telling her to hurry to the observatory, she didn't waste any time. It had been a nice party. She'd had a good time, but her social life would always play second fiddle to the mysteries of space. Michael never showed up, of course. He pulled over at the wrong rest stop. She never even thought about him at the time. The phenomenon in the sky above her was too fascinating. The film noir poster reminded me of Alex Casey, the detective's cool exterior never cracking even with the gun pointed in his face. In the back room, all the lights had been turned off, except for the lone spotlight which illuminated the bright red fire extinguisher on the wall. This act of creation is exhilarating and frightening. Subtext and symbols loom eager to take effect. Causality and consequence become domino chains that stretch into infinity. The more fundamental the change, the more unpredictable the variables become. Reality is too complex to control completely. Ordinary questions become meaningless. Who created who? What is really real? Everything is as real as everything else. Learn to let go of the things you can't control and go with the flow, or go insane.
Or go insane.
The man before Dr. Meadows was handsome and slick. He moved with lazy confidence and didn't bother to pretend that he wasn't staring at her. She didn't mind, at first. Then the man flicked open the knife and shoved her out of the control room so she wouldn't hear the signal, whatever it was. Outside, she pulled her lab coat closed and thought about running. She didn't. She didn't think she'd get very far. Not from him. She never was entirely sure why he spared her.
Okay, the one guy, okay. I was like, what? But yeah, now I was like, oh, you mean the other, yeah, Mr. whatever his name is, not...
I'd found her film from the pile of containers in the back. I'd threaded it into the projector. I swallowed hard, staring at the screen, hearing her voice. The sunrise I remembered so well only moments away. And then Mr. was there, nailed by the projector's beam, caught in his own trap. He shouted at me, first in confusion, then rage. And then the sun came up and things started to burn. My writer's block got worse. I didn't sleep much anymore. My life with Alice seemed like a constant fight. I was a wreck. Alice took steps. She booked a vacation in Bright Falls, a small town in Washington. It was supposed to be a chance to break out of the cycle I was in. She didn't know about the darkness in Cauldron Lake. Alice, my wife, the best thing that ever happened to me. She smiles and the darkness lifts. For her, I've tried things I otherwise never would. I've never really minded if it's made me feel like a fool. She's a photographer, and the world she sees through her lenses is unique and beautiful. She has the vision. She sees things others don't and knows how to make them visible to everybody. She did it with me, too. She teased out things I was only vaguely aware of. She always saw me in the best possible light. It's been 2 years since I came here. Being that long without Alice breaks my heart, and I know it broke hers. I know she thinks I'm dead. How could I blame her for that? It would be a crime to pretend that she owes me anything. She took all the stupid, self-indulgent bullshit I brought into her life and still stood by me. Still loved me. It's no betrayal. But I'm a better person now than I used to be. I want to be that person with her.
Yeah, that's what a real woman should be, not someone who cheats on her husband. Or
The
boyfriend.
Taken were always single-minded. They had a certain animal cunning, but they weren't very intelligent. That's one reason why they prefer melee weapons. Actual firearms are too
Melee
complex for them to use. That's why seeing the one who threw grenades at me surprised me. But of course, they aren't actually grenades. There's no pin to pull, no fuse to set off an explosive, just concentrated darkness.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I thought it was weird. I thought it was flash grenades, but it's
The car
dark
seemed to
grenades.
sail through the crisp mountain air in slow motion, spinning around one axis almost lazily. The moment was hypnotic. Then it struck the pipeline in a shout, the impact turning the windshield into a burst of safety glass. As it hit the ground, I snapped out of my reverie. The car was rolling downhill, slowing down as every bump killed momentum, but still coming. The fence wouldn't be enough to stop it.
Oh, I was like, what's that from? And it's like, oh, that's right, it's from the observatory, whatever place with the giant telescope. Because I thought she said he was in the vehicle, because that sounds like something from part 1. Not this one.
The dark place is utterly hostile to human life. It eats at your mind, wants you to succumb to madness. Your own thoughts can turn against you. Every shadow conceals a threat that attacks at the slightest sign of weakness. You're under endless assault. Every day is a struggle for survival. But I've learned to take care of myself. I focus on Alice, our life together, my need to be with her. That takes me a long way in the dark place. As long as I have my gun and the flashlight.
That's what they should have done instead, maybe in the arcade mode. Is you gotta like survive. You have this like safe house, and then every night something different happens. So you gotta like make sure the generators work, and then the lights don't work, and then everything's
I have changed.
You have your flashlight and
I
stuff.
know who I am now. I know that I can write my own fate. Bright Falls taught me that. I know that indulging my weaknesses, giving in to fear and complacency will only drag me down. The dark place taught me that. I'm no Zen master. I've not attained enlightenment. But I have learned to let go of the things that I don't need. I know that without that balance within, I become my own worst enemy. Now I strive for equilibrium, and with that, I'm strong enough to get where I want.
Feels like I should have I should have watched these or listened to them first before I watch or listen to the middle ones, because this feels like out of place.
It's obvious that for all his power, Mr. is an agent of another greater being. The dark place he came from is full of terrible alien intelligences, dark presences, and none of them should be let loose in our world. He serves one of them. He'll open the way for them if I don't stop him. But he'll do more. He'll take over my life. He already has my face. He already uses my name. He'll become Alan Wake in every way imaginable and corrupt everything, unless I can stop him.
Because in the middle one talked about the internet already.
The trap Mr. is set for me is as simple as it is impossible. Whenever I reach him, he sends me back to the beginning of the maze. It's a loop in time. I go through it only to end up where I started. There's a brutal genius to it. If I die, it's over for me. If I survive, I end up where I started. Sooner or later, the odds will catch up with me. And in the meantime, he gets to toy with me. But that's why I have a chance. He's caught in this pattern just as much as I am. I know where he'll be, and I'm prepared.
I'm prepared.
I have created the weapon that can put an end to this. A blueprint to a new reality. All I have to do is survive long enough to use it. My arrival from the dark place will be painful and difficult. These pages may be lost. But one way or another, I really need to myself. If I make it outside, I have a chance. Mr. is more powerful than I am, but he can't change the rules in the middle of the game. He's not a creator. I am.
I am.
Must craft a blueprint for the new reality. Any work of art will do, as long as it's a genuine act of creation. That's what the energies of the dark place respond to. The results may be subtle and perplexing, or far-ranging and momentous. My area of expertise, the written word, gives much more precise results than music or interpretive dance would, for instance. But words can be extremely dangerous. What you define may become reality, but so can that which you imply, even if you don't realize you're doing so. For Serena Valdivia, burning the midnight oil was more of an exception than a rule. A procrastinator and a perfectionist, she often worked when she wouldn't be disturbed. Tonight was especially important. The film festival would open tomorrow, and there was still so much to sort out. It wasn't that the work hadn't been done. She just didn't feel like she had completely mastered everything yet.
Okay.
There's more to fighting the Taken than just burning away the darkness that protects them. When I'm fighting for my life, I find myself slipping into a state of intense concentration that makes the beam of my flashlight seem more powerful and focused. I used to think it was just my imagination, something brought on by the adrenaline and fear of death. But now I'm not so sure. I've been touched by powers that I can't begin to truly comprehend. And they've left a mark. I'm starting to think this might be a part of it.
I think after this I'm gonna take a break. I was gonna plan on playing the arcade, but my head hurts and stuff. So I might just take a break. I don't think it's a headache, just my head hurts and my neck hurts from sleeping on a new mattress and stuff. So I think I just need a break and try to upload a video for you guys for 2 seconds.
When the dark man's eyes suddenly locked into Serena's, she flushed hot. They ignited a black fire in her. He was talking. He wanted the power turned off. He said something about the projector booth. She hooked a finger under his belt buckle. He grabbed a hold of her throat and twisted until it hurt. Somewhere deep inside, a part of her screamed in paralyzed horror, but the moan that escaped from her throat had no panic in it. "Pay attention," he said. "Business first." His eyes glittered shamelessly. Hers did too.
Wow.
The clothes I wear now I shaved from dreams and memories. It's an old outfit, originally from the 90s. The last time I wore it was when I was still writing and Alice and I took a vacation in the desert before our troubles began. The night before, we'd been at a party, and I had dressed to the nines. On that lazy day, I put on these old clothes, worn and comfortable. Alice made a joke about grunge. I felt a little embarrassed, but I stuck with them. We were very happy. I'm sheathed in good memories to remind myself of what is at stake.
Okay.
I held the film canister in my hands. I saw her name written across it in big letters, followed by the title. It was a time capsule, moments snatched from times gone by, from a past that I hoped could also be our future. It was my salvation, our chance to be together. A tin can with a bit of magic in it that she didn't even know about. Something I could put to good use. There were only moments left before I had to face him.
Okay guys, that's gonna be for this video. Trust me, I wanted to do it, but my head just hurts too much. It's like cramp or something, I don't know what's going on. So maybe I will do the arcade mode and then complete a different separate video. I still need to download the other Alan Wake game. I forgot to do that because I was downloading Resident Evil 3 demo, so I should do that after I finish uploading at least one video for you guys on YouTube, since they've been taking a long time to upload. It took like 4 hours, I think, to upload one video because everyone's using the router and stuff, of course, because no one was working because of the stuff that's going on and stuff. So yeah, I'm not gonna get into it. You know what's going on and stuff, so I don't need to mention it and stuff. So yeah, catch you guys later. Catch you guys next time. This was the second stream today. I don't think I'm gonna do a third one. I don't think I am. Depends if I feel like doing it later tonight. I don't know, but I don't think I will. Probably tomorrow. Okay, so catch you guys later. Catch you guys next time, like I just said. And yeah, catch you guys on Alan's Week. Catch you guys later on Alan Wake's American Nightmare. Doing the arcade mode. Catch you guys later. catch you guys next time. And also, thanks for watching.